Hello and welcome to Pittsburgh City Council's regular meeting for Tuesday, May 7th, 2019. My name is Kim Clark Baskin and I'm your Deputy City Clerk. With us today, we have our sign language interpreter, Logan Showalter. The following is a list of legislation to be presented by Pittsburgh City Council. Councilman Burgess presents Bill number 1635. Resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in the amount of $7,700 to Davenport and Company, LLC, for professional consulting services in relation to police arbitration. Bill number 1636. Resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in the amount of $16,350 to MAS Financial Advisory Services, LLC, for professional consulting services in relation to police arbitration. Councilwoman Kell Smith presents Bill number 1637, Resolution authorizing the mayor and the directors of the Department of Parks and Public Works to enter into a lease agreement with the Pittsburgh Ballet Theater for a portion of real property located on Liberty Avenue between 29th and 30th Streets. Bill number 1638, Resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Public Works to enter into a professional services agreement between the City of Pittsburgh and Fafman and Associates for historic preservation architect consultation services for the Oliver Bathhouse at 38 South 10th Street at a cost not to exceed $44,990. Bill number 1640, Resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh to enter into a professional services agreement with a consultant, Eileen Papali, as a sole source to provide instruction to new staff of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure, cost not to exceed $15,000. Bill number 1641, Resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure to execute relevant agreements to receive grant funding from the John S. and James L. Knight Foundation to provide support for DOMI to build upon existing autonomous vehicle testing and a planned autonomous deployment by expanding public and neighborhood engagement efforts regarding how AVs are deployed and managed, and further providing for an agreement and expenditures not to exceed $410,539. Bill number 1642, Resolution providing for a contract or use of existing contracts and/or agreements, providing for the planning, design, repairs, maintenance, improvements, emergencies, operations, and/or the purchase of materials, equipment, and supplies in connection with the production of the Hill District Mobility Network and Parking Management Plan and associated projects. Councilwoman Strasburger presents Bill number 1639, Resolution authorizing the mayor and director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure and/or the Department of Innovation and Performance on behalf of the city to enter into an agreement with various entities in order to receive data sets or access to data sets or visualization platforms that further the city's ability to deliver services to the City of Pittsburgh residents. Council President Bruce Kraus presents Bill number 1643, Resolution appointing Lori Beth Jones as a commissioner of the Clean Pittsburgh Commission term to expire April 30th, 2023. Bill number 1644, resolution appointing Theodore Lohner as a commissioner of the Clean Pittsburgh Commission, term to expire April 30th, 2023. Bill number 1645, resolution appointing Erica Ninos as a commissioner of the Clean Pittsburgh Commission, term to expire April 30th, 2023. Bill number 1646, resolution appointing Amoye Equile as a commissioner of the City of Pittsburgh Clean Commission, term to expire April 30th, 2023. And Bill number 1647, resolution appointing Alfonso Sloan as a commissioner of the Clean Pittsburgh Commission, term to expire April 30th, 2023. That concludes the reading of the legislation today. Thank you and have a great day.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the regular meeting of Pittsburgh City Council for today, Tuesday, May the 7th, 2019. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess. Here. Mr. Coghill.
Here.
Ms. Gross.
Here.
Mrs. Harris.
Here.
Mr. Lavelle.
Here.
Mr. O'Connor.
Here.
Mrs. Kell-Smith. Ms. Strasburger. Mr. Kraus present.
Here.
7 members present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. May I have you all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and I ask that we would all remain standing then for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, you may be seated. Thank you very much. It's good energy in the room this morning. It must be the weather. Our first order of business is proclamations. May I begin, please, with Councilman O'Connor, followed by Councilwoman Harris. Thank you, Councilman.
Everybody for transitional services, please come up first, and then we will get to our second proc right after that. This is a special celebration. We are celebrating 50 years. And also, we are celebrating bringing back a former employee that does an amazing job still in the city of Pittsburgh. If you don't know, transitional services does a lot for a lot of individuals, but 2 individuals that are honorary chairs this year are our former director, Mike Radley, and his wife Judy are with us today as well. So it's special to have them back with us. So whereas Transitional Services Incorporated is a nonprofit agency established in 1969, which has been providing housing and support services designed to meet the needs and preferences of individuals who have psychiatric and intellectual disabilities. It merged in 1969 as a one-of-a-kind agency providing services to assist individuals with mental illnesses leaving state hospitals as they transition into the community. With more than 90 qualified staff and volunteers providing invaluable services to this undeserved population, Transitional Services provides residential and community rehabilitation services for over 500 individuals yearly. And whereas to celebrate 50 years of exceptional service, Transitional Services will hold their anniversary gala and fundraiser on Friday, May 10th, 2019 at PNC Park's Hyde Park Club, or Hyundai Club. Hyde Park, that's right next door, with Mike Radley and Judy Radley as honorary chairs. And now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare Friday, May 10th, 2019 to be Transitional Services Incorporated Day in the city of Pittsburgh.
May I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Councilman O'Connor and other councilmen. Thank you very much. We appreciate the honor and the opportunity to come down here and to accept this. I feel humbled to accept it on behalf of all of our staff. We have exemplary staff at Transitional Services that do very, very hard work every day and deserve really all of the credit for what has been achieved over 50 years. We also have the opportunity to honor the pioneer that brought transitional services to the forefront in 1969. His name is Orville Bud Royer, and he, through his foresight, started recognizing the need for individuals who live in state institutions having the right and the ability to move into the community and to live productive lives independently. So through his hard fight and his pioneer work, he brought the philosophy of people having the ability to live very productive lives. So we thank him, and we'll be honoring him at our gala on Friday. So thank you all very much. We appreciate this very special opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Morning, Mike.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Council President Kraus, thank you for this opportunity. Honored esteemed council members, it's great to be back in the chambers here at Pittsburgh City Council. First, I want to thank my wife for co-chairing this and helping me with the process, and actually sometimes a more difficult boss than I had when I was here in the city, but a very good boss nonetheless. And I want to thank you all for being here to honor the great work of Transitional Services, Inc., who does absolutely God's work in our community. And I'm just honored to be a part of their team for this gala celebration and 50th anniversary. Thank you all once again, and God bless you all, and God bless the great city of Pittsburgh. Thank you.
Or how about the rest of us? Corey, get it.
Yeah, he sounds good too.
Can we have everybody here for Petankatonk please come up?
Hello, how you doing? God bless you today.
All right, so this is another annual event that we have in the city of Pittsburgh. It's now on our 6th year. I think the first year when we gave this proc, it took me about 10 minutes to say the name correctly. And also, if anybody's watching from the Montessori school, this young lady does have an excused absence. So we won't get you in trouble. But if you have been around lately, this Petankatonk event has really grown. There's people, and I'll read the proc, but they're coming from all across the world to come to this event, and it's a great way to celebrate art throughout the city of Pittsburgh. And whereas throughout its history, Pittsburgh has hosted a vibrant, diverse, and innovative music scene that provides the city with great shows and venues, attracts more and more people to the city of Pittsburgh, and enhances its reputation as a lively place to make your home. And whereas Petankatonk is a community empowerment program and festival of brass and street music offering listeners of all ages and all backgrounds the opportunity to be a part of Pittsburgh's proud musical and cultural tradition, highlighting the importance of the arts and music in our community. And whereas for 6 years in a row, the May Day celebration brings bands from far and wide, from Peru, Macedonia, Colombia, Canada, Mexico, Providence, Detroit, California, New York to Pittsburgh, as well as local bands from our city, drawing and celebrating community collaborations from across the city, including these agencies that I'm about to list: One Hood Media, Casa San Jose, Repair the World, All for All, the Latin American Cultural Union, New Sun Rising, Pittsburghers for Public Transit, JFCS, Pittsburgh United, Fair Districts, Assemble, Oakland Planning and Development, and Planned Parenthood, all to Shenley Park for an entire day of music, food, drink, sharing, and family fun. And whereas Petonkatock May Day Brass Barbecue, still can't get it right after 6 years, will take place at various venues around the city on Saturday, May 11th, 2019, going all day at the Vietnam Veterans Pavilion in Shenley Park. And now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare Saturday, May 11th, to be Petonkatock Day in the city of Pittsburgh.
May I have a motion and a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Stephanie. I'm actually the volunteer coordinator. I was just told that I was tasked with saying something, so this will be very, very brief. I want to thank Councilman O'Connor and the rest of council for their continuing support for the past 6 years. Honestly, I don't know that we would be able to pull this off every year without some backing of the city. There's just only a few of us here today, but really this festival can't happen with a wide range of volunteers and, as you mentioned, a large number of community organizations and their help. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everyone, not just the folks that are up here. We're very, very honored for all of their support. And I'd like to welcome you all to come to the park on Saturday in the afternoon, Vietnam Veterans Pavilion. There's 16 bands total, some youth bands, some bands from as far away as Peru. So hopefully we will see you all there. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Councilman. May we have Councilwoman Harris, please?
Would all those from Classic Events and Ladies Who Network 2019 please come forward? And if you're with the ladies, you can come up too. I think there's some moms out there and some husbands.
Yep, and we can fill you in up here as well. This way we get you all on the screen.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. She's the nicest person.
Yeah, she's a good kid. Yeah, she is.
Yep, you can. Yep. Don't be shy, artist. You can come up here, stand, we'll get you all in. Okay, thank you. There we go.
can have some stand here too. Yes, definitely. Some of the people in the end.
Move it a little bit so you can be in the picture.
Okay, we have quite a group here this morning. And I'm going to read this proclamation. Whereas the Honorable Ralph P. Watson stepped from public life to create classic events, public relations, he affirmed small businesses to be the foundation of our local economy and works to that end. This organization provides platforms for business development and successfully connects entrepreneurs to decision-making, community, stakeholders, business resource, and elected officials. And whereas accelerating the plight of small business coupled with hosting the trilogy of market-specific events that successfully forge business relations, empower underserved segments, educate, and inform new markets for new services offered by the pool of the area of entrepreneurs and small business. These effective, I'm going to use this, it's a little bit bigger. Okay. Let's see, where was I? Okay, these effective marketing platforms create opportunities while enhancing the socioeconomic development of our region through the success of classic events. Ralph P. Watson remains a strong advocate for entrepreneurs and encourages business owners to appear on award-winning PCTV 21 business/public affair show titled Classic Events, Entrepreneur Network. And whereas on Sunday, May 19, 2019, Classic Events will host its 5th annual Ladies Who Network Luncheon. Our 2019 theme, Catch the Blue Wave, celebrates the diverse group of dynamic women who have changed the narrative within their chosen vocation. And whereas, with art and cultural art, the bridges and model and actress Nia Sue, in the area of business and finance, Kristen Ambrose, Heather Deckman, Lisa Gershon, Gina Homa, is it? Okay. Danielle Howard, Diane Yee, civic leaders and responsibility, Deborah L. Brown, Rosa V. Davis, Brooke Jarrett, Terry Gilmore, Kelly Barrow, McCormick, Virginia Ginny Merchant, officer Robin Muggo, Diane Powell. And the strong current of the blue wave has changed the face of politics, and we are proud to recognize the elected officials who are an intricate part of policies that affect our quality of life. Councilwoman Darlene Harris, State Representative Summer Lee, Judge-elect Mary McKinney, State Representative Joanne McClinton, and Allegheny County Controller Chelsea Wagner. And whereas Classic Events will bestow the prestigious Shirley L. Watson Political Icon Award to these stellar civic icons. Pennsylvania State Democratic Committee member and Honorable Angie Gallarata. I never get her name, and I've known her for years and years. And Pennsylvania State Committee member, the Honorable Jeannie Milko. For decades, both women served us in a variety of capacities while remaining steadfast, dedicated to their communities, the party, and the mission of supporting viable candidates. This is almost just a small. Throughout their presence, both have encouraged, mentored, and empowered many. Their presence has energized the blue wave we are experiencing. And whereas further recognize the artistic, cultural, civic leadership, political, humanitarian efforts of these individuals, classic events, public relations, salute each of these ladies who network for their combination of skills, integrity, and talent they share with our region, coupled with impressive careers, often followed a dual trajectory, and now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare Sunday, May 19th, 2019, to be Ladies Who Network Day in the City of Pittsburgh.
May I have a motion and a second, please?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Congratulations. Thank you.
Okay, and I just want to say I've known a whole lot of these ladies for a long time, and they truly are deserving of this. And I want to thank Mr. Watson for putting this together.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Very briefly, I'd just like to thank Councilwoman Darlene Harris, first of all, City Council, as well as President of Council, and Mayor Bill Peduto for the constant support that Classic Events receives. It's hard to believe we've been at this for 5 years, pulling together an eclectic group of powerful, dynamic, and strong women for this event. And each of you, again, deserve a round of applause from me. What you're witnessing today is a very mixed box of political figures, businesswomen, and just civic leaders. And I am so honored to stand next to these women, and because they're taking a stand, and men, man, we need to follow their lead. So, so again, without further ado, just thank you again. And I thank all of you. The event is May 19th at the Doubletree Hotel in Monroeville. It is a luncheon. We will take pictures on the pink carpet beginning at 1 o'clock. And it is with every event that Classic Events hosts. It is a platform for entrepreneurs to have access and exposure to people like you, the elected officials, the community, you all that are civic leaders. I strongly feel Classic Events has been deliberately put together, very deliberately. It provides a platform of access and exposure for entrepreneurs to, at a grassroots level, direct market to decision makers. So that's where we're at, and that's my story, and I'm going to stick to it. So again, let's give these ladies a round of applause. And again, I'll thank you all again for your support.
Does anyone else like to say something? Angie, I knew you'd say something.
Yes.
Hi, thank you for coming. I'm Angie Gallaretta, Chair from Wilkins Township. As of June, I will be serving my 65th year as a committee woman and 55 years as a chair. Also, I am a member of State Committee, and if I achieve another year, I will be the first person in the state of Pennsylvania that has served State Committee of 50 years. Without good people like you and faith in our government and our leaders, I wouldn't be here. Thank you so much.
Anybody else like to say something? Okay.
My name is Terry Gilmore. I am the Public Policy Regional Coordinator at Trying Together. I thank you, Ralph, and I thank you, City of Pittsburgh. I grew up in the city in East Liberty. I graduated from Peabody High School. So it is an honor to be back in City Council chambers. I worked with children and families for 39 years. I thank you, Transitional Services, because I understand the capacity that you work in and how you reach the families and infiltrate them into the community. So I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Anybody else?
Okay, we'll take a picture.
Yep, can we have everybody move in so we get you all into the photograph?
If you want to come up here too, we have room up here. If you can. Come on. Come on, Judge.
Is that Judge Mary McGinley? Yes,
Come
it
on.
is. One of our honorees.
Come on up here.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll get you in here. Come on, Judge. We'll move you, yeah, just move over. There we go.
Yes.
Okay, let me get my jacket together here. Can you see everyone else, Chris?
Okay, everybody good?
Yes.
Wait a minute, he got a couple more cameras here. Hey, could all of council come up now? And anybody else stand out there? Parents want to come up, you can come up and start on the other side of the steps. Anthony, Teresa.
Okay, yeah.
Somebody's got to do it.
Come on up. Wait, we got one more coming up.
Okay,
Wait a minute, there's
Ready?
one more. One more. Okay, there you go. One more.
one more official. Pardon me?
Okay, one
One more,
more.
where are you?
I feel like Tyra Banks.
Anthony.
Get back in there.
Okay, thanks
Thank
everybody.
What are their names highlighted?
Ian.
What are their names
Yes.
highlighted? Okay.
This is for everybody. This one is
For
for
me,
you.
yeah. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow in the studio. Okay. Order me.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a filming event.
What is this, every day with us?
Every day. Every day. I can take two to this. I'll be probably a little closer to
Good.
get out of your stomach, right?
Whose water? Ask D&G or whoever's water. Okay, and I have one more proclamation.
All right.
Can we have a little quiet? Please, I have one more proclamation I have to give. Jennifer, would you come up with anyone else that you have brought today
Here.
for Comcast Cares Day? Okay. I tell you, Comcast has been doing this for quite a while now, and they did an awful lot up at Northview Heights. And I want to thank you and everyone else that helped that day. And we'll just wait till it gets a little bit quiet. Okay. And this proclamation reads, whereas Comcast has been an active, committed, and engaged member of the City of Pittsburgh, as demonstrated by the years of Comcast Cares Days, service to neighborhoods throughout the city. Still a little bit loud. Okay, and whereas Comcast supports the core American values of volunteerism through partnerships, grants, and volunteering activities that empower individuals and communities. And whereas Comcast Care Day is a celebration of service that has grown to be the largest single-day corporate volunteer event in the nation. Bringing employees, family, friends, and community partners together for the common purpose. And whereas on Saturday, May 4th, 2019, Comcast gathered over 300 volunteers to continue its projects with Northview Heights family community. Comcast partnered with volunteer efforts from the Housing Authority of the City of Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Police, the Buell Foundation, the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank, the Urban League's Northview Heights Family Support Center, and the Bethany House Academy. And whereas the Comcast Cares Day project includes building new and restoring existing elements to 2 community gardens, installing of a rain garden, extensive indoor and outdoor cleanup at the Urban League's Northview Heights Family Center, decorating and assembling 100 flower pots and distributing them door to door to the residents, and refurbishing of the baseball and soccer field. And now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does commend and congratulate Comcast on its 18th annual Comcast Cares Day, and commends Comcast for its concentrated efforts to help with the improvement of our communities. And be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare Saturday, May 4th, 2019 to be Comcast Care Day in the City of Pittsburgh.
May I have a motion and a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you for the great work.
thank you, Councilwoman Harris, and all members of council. It really was a glorious day. We really did have 300 people there at 6 projects in Northview Heights, and it was remarkable to see all the different community groups who came together, to see the residents so happy and themselves pitching in. And it's just part of our example of Comcast's commitment to the community, whether it's our residents or the businesses that we power, and our overall theme of inclusive innovation, which we're really proud to partner with the city on in so many ways. So thank you again. It's a pleasure to work with each of you. And Councilwoman, thank you again for the recognition of this wonderful proclamation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Comcast sits in Councilwoman Smith's district. So, Councilwoman Smith, if you would like to come up.
I just really quickly want to say how much I appreciate Comcast being in our district and all the work that you do. I actually worked with the Bethany House when I worked for Pittsburgh Public Schools and Wireless Neighborhoods, and worked with Keith Murphy at the Bethany House. So I'm glad to see such a deserving organization benefit from this. So thank you very much for your work.
Thank you.
Would all of council come up since Comcast is in all of our neighborhoods?
Plus, I have to get a good photo show of my dad. My dad likes his pets. Yes, I'm the new Frank. Yeah, the new Frank. Thank you. New Frank. Nice Irish girl.
Okay. Yes, Thank you. Okay, thank you, Councilwoman. We have a rowdy bunch today. A rowdy bunch today. It's the weather. Everybody's in such a good mood. Weather's amazing. Hey. Yeah. What are you looking for? Okay, thank you very much. That will conclude the proclamation portion of our council meeting and take us into public comment. Anyone wishing to speak before City Council this morning, of course, will have 3 minutes in which to do so. I would like to remind everyone here that our rules of council are clear, in that comment is limited to matters of concern, official action, or deliberation which are at this time or could at another time come before this council. We will not permit profanity. We will maintain order at all times. We ask that you please begin by giving your name and the neighborhood in which you reside for our public record. The green light will indicate the start of your 3 minutes. When the yellow light comes on, you'll have 1 minute to summarize your thoughts. When the red light comes on, your time will have expired. Good morning, Dr. Miller.
Dr. Ronald N. Miller, Pittsburgh City, Squirrel Hill, New York City, Brooklyn. Global Intelligence Society candidate for President of the United States 2020. cgsii.rlm.globalintelligence@gmail.com is my primary email address. I have taught modern Israel at the University of Pittsburgh. I do not possess Jewish maternal mitochondrial DNA. I am not a follower of Judaism. Concern of the council is to affirm religion over non-religion, especially the religions of Christianity and Judaism. I think this is biased. I appreciate Mr. O'Connor's proclamation recently on Buddhism. A related concern is disaffirmation of anti-Semitism. What is Semitism? What does it mean? And its negative correlate, anti-Semitism. Semite is from Shem, one of the three sons of Noah in the Bereshith, first in the sacred writings of the religion of Judaism. Bereshith Toledoth, generations, identifies the 10th generation family head in the line of Shem as Avram, who fathered Ishmael, from whom the Arabic people, and Isaac, from whom the Jewish people originate. Therefore, both Arabs and Jews are descendants of Shem. They are Semites. Therefore, bias against Arabs is anti-Semitism. Bias against Jews, also anti-Semitism. Therefore, to assume an Arab or a Jew inferior because he or she is a Jew or an Arab is anti-Semitic. In far West Asia, the land Palestinians, most of whom are Arabs, consider to be their state is Palestine. The land Israelis, the majority for now of whom are Jews, considered to be their state is Israel. Palestine does not have full UN international recognition as a state. Israel does. Millions of Arabs view opposition to full recognition of Palestine as anti-Semitism. I agree. These Arabs view millions of Jewish Israelis opposing Palestine recognition as anti-Semitic. I agree. These Arabs view those Israelis opposing sharing Jerusalem as capital for both Israel and Palestine as anti-Semitic, and I agree. Arab Israelis, for whom the probability is 0.9 that they will outnumber Jewish Israelis by 2050, that is from the Israeli government, interpret their second-class citizen treatment by the government of Israel to be anti-Semitic, and I agree. Mr. Krause and district representatives, I have never heard any of you support the state of Palestine. I think this is a gross mistake.
Thanks, Dr. Miller. May we have our next speaker, please? Okay, good morning, Ms. Brown.
My name is Yvonne F. Brown. And first, I want to say something that you may not know. Dr. Miller was supposed to get a awareness or thank you, the same as I did from him. But Dr. Miller was actually angry because he said he don't feel like he should get any kind of award coming and doing his civil duty. And I feel like, even though you might not, I feel like this is my civil duty to come down and tell you, because you have to know what we're going through. Now, you got this bill, Bill 1641, 2091. That's the one about the cars. These cars that you're going to have walking on the street. Now, riding on the street, two people, they say in it. Please ask the mayor again, why are the windows black? I'm telling you, cannot see in it. So, I'm, as a citizen that's got to walk these streets, because I don't have a car, I want to be able to see in the car. Please tell the mayor that they should not be riding on our streets if we can't see. Then another thing, number two, what's wrong with this picture? The military has fences around their bases. They have trained soldiers. They have guns, bombs, and training for survival. We have our children unarmed, confused, afraid, and unprotected. A fence would give us this distance and a time where maybe they could run out the back. The armed guards would be at the fence, not in the school. Please think about it. You want them to be on campus. That's how they can run in and kill them. Where are the fences? Please listen for our babies. You're just thinking about what you want. Number two, I always talk about the police. Most of the time it's negative, but I have here where I have made a poem where it says, I'm writing something for you. I feel that it's a thing I must do. I want to praise all you. I was talking about the police. Now, you understand, wrote down that the police, there's less police activity, less crimes. The police are refusing to take complaints. 3 times. 3 times I've been refused for them not to take a complaint. This last time, because they wouldn't give me the complaint, you put my life where I could lose my privilege to be living in the building where I am. I made a complaint, he would not take it. I told him then as I walked out the door, if I was blonde and blue-eyed and told you that he ran up on me and another elder, screaming and calling me names, that he scared the elder, because he said, ah! He wouldn't take it. He's a nasty sucker. On that, he's a white fella. On number 2, he's answering at the desk, and he's a nasty sucker. And I'm saying that because that's how nasty he was to me.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. May we have our next speaker, please?
Dang none, they leave. Take too long.
Good morning, Mr. Adams.
Good morning. My name is David Adams. I'm from the East Hills section of City of Pittsburgh. Good morning, Council. I wanted to come here this morning, and my comment is meant to direct in 3 points. 1, why I'm wearing this hat. Number 2, to introduce you to a great cultural political threat. And number 3, to introduce you to what I consider and what many of your constituents consider black empowerment, which is very kind of a mystery in this town because the African Americans seem to have the highlight on the road. So I'm going to demonstrate that today. This is citizen emergency system development. It's never existed until our corporation worked on it. And I wanted to share with you all today because our research is finished and I want to come off my humble road and throw down some pedigree to this council because you all don't seem to understand what I do and why I'm talking to you, spending my money coming down here for almost 5 years, off and on over time. When I built my business back in 2004, I wanted to have a second career to fall into as I was getting older, and I didn't want a business that would be like any other business in this world. So what I did was decided to use my skill set and the military training that I have to create a business that did not exist, which is public service. I didn't want to deal with the local level because of bodies like this and the difficulty in trying to move local empowerment. And so I went into a national level to work on the critical issues in which the public, political, citizen, and private sector cannot seem to solve on their own. So our corporation is a national public service corporation. We specialize in human citizen system development for solution-oriented approaches to critical problems that we can't seem to solve. Problems like you cry about, Mr. Burgess, in public without any male fortitude. The kind of problems, Mr. Lavelle, that you say is jerkish and comes from a loudmouth jerk. I created the methodology of research our corporation studies, which is urban and cultural research. Now, I can't create a science-based process without having a science-based methodology to move it. So our methodology is something new and innovative called information-driven research. From 4 universities, this research I created has been deemed as one of the most significant contributions by 4 academic institutions. We will be putting it in a journal as I share it with you. What we're doing now is moving national development, and since 2010, the Black and African American community has been deemed by the federal government as the most vulnerable to disaster and emergencies and most likely to die in the most slightest of crisis. And I can't get to the 2 cultural, most important level of government to just share with you life-saving cultural empowerment. That is pathetic, my brothers. Pathetic.
Thanks, Mr. Adams.
Pathetic.
Thanks, Mr. Adams.
Absolutely pathetic.
Thank
Now
you,
lost,
Mr. Adams. Thank you. That will conclude the public comment portion of the council meeting and take
Still
us.
got a chance to call me.
Can we have the Sergeant at Arms intervene, please? Thank you. That concludes the public comment portion of the council meeting, takes us into presentation of papers. We begin with Councilman Burgess, our Chair of Finance and Law. Morning, Councilman.
Councilman Reverend Burgess presents Bill Number 1635, Resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in the amount of $7,700 to Davenport and Company, LLC, for professional consultant services in relation to police arbitration. Bill Number 1636, Resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in the amount of $16,350 to MAS Financial Advisory Services, LLC, for professional consulting services in relation to police arbitration.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Councilman Coghill, our Chair of Urban Recreation.
No new papers, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Gross, our Chair of Land Use and Economic Development.
No papers, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Harris, our Chair of Human Resources.
No new papers, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Lavelle, our Chair of Public Safety Services.
No papers, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman O'Connor, our Chair of Intergovernmental Affairs.
No new papers, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman. And Councilwoman Kell Smith, our Chair of Public Works Services.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Kell Smith presents Bill Number 1637, Resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Parks and the Department of Public Works to enter into a lease agreement with the Pittsburgh Ballet Theater for a portion of real property located on Liberty Avenue between 29th and 30th Street. Bill Number 1638, Resolution authorizing the mayor and director of the Department of Public Works to enter into a professional services agreement between the City of Pittsburgh and Foffman and Associates for historic preservation architect consultation services for the Oliver Bath House at 38 South 10th Street at a not to exceed amount of $44,990. Bill Number 1640, Resolution authorizing the mayor and director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure on behalf of the city to enter into a professional services agreement with the consultant Eileen Papale as a sole source to provide instructions to new staff of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure at a cost not to exceed $15,000. Bill Number 1641, Resolution authorizing the mayor and director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure to execute relevant agreements to receive grant funding from the John S. and James L. Knight Foundation to provide support for DOMI to build upon existing autonomous vehicle testing and a planned autonomous deployment by expanding public and neighborhood engagement efforts regarding how AVs are deployed and managed, and further providing for an agreement and expenditures not to exceed $410,539 for this stated purpose. Bill Number 1642, Resolution providing for a contract and/or agreement providing for the planning, design, repairs, maintenance, improvements, emergencies, operations, and/or the purchase of materials, equipment, and supplies in connection with the production of the Hill District Mobility Network and Parking Management Plan and associated projects.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Councilwoman Strasburger, our Chair of Innovation, Performance, and Asset Management. May I have Councilwoman Kell Smith for Councilwoman Strasburger?
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Councilwoman Strasburger presents Bill Number 1639, Resolution authorizing the mayor and director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure and/or the Department of Innovation and Performance on behalf of the city to enter into an agreement with various entities in order to receive data sets or access to data sets or visualization platforms that furthers the city's ability to deliver services to residents.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The Chair has 5 appointments to the Clean Pittsburgh Commission. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Council President Kraus presents Bill Number 1643, Resolution appointing Lori Beth Jones as a Commissioner of the Clean Pittsburgh Commission of the City for a term to expire April 30th, 2023. Bill Number 1644, Resolution appointing Theodore Lordner as a Commissioner of the Clean Pittsburgh Commission for a term to expire April 30th, 2023. Bill number 1645, resolution appointing Erica L. Ninos as a commissioner of the Clean Pittsburgh Commission for a term to expire April 30th, 2023. Bill number 1646, resolution appointing Omoye Iquela as a commissioner of the Clean Pittsburgh Commission of the City for a term to expire April 30th, 2023. Bill number 1647, resolution appointing Alfonso Salone as a commissioner of the Clean Pittsburgh Commission for a term to expire April 30th, 2023.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Pleasure of the body.
I have a question.
Sir.
Do these need council confirmation?
Boy, why would you? They do. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Aren't most of them submitted by council members?
No, these came over from the mayor's
Yeah, but I think we
office.
submit some to, suggestions to them.
I am.
Motion to approve.
With discussion, Councilwoman Harris.
Yes, if we did not interview these people, we need to interview them. So I would ask that the motion to...
Well, we have a motion on the floor. We're in discussion. If there's no further discussion from members, in a rare moment here.
I really believe that...
That's okay, Councilwoman. We're in discussion. In a rare moment, I am going to agree with the Councilwoman on these appointments only because of the impact that I see across the city. Being out there, many of us are out there because of this season that it is. And some of the things that I have seen really are quite disturbing. And I really, really believe in this commission and wish to see this this commission empowered. And there's a great deal of work to do. And so for that reason, on this appointment, I would like to bring them in for interview. Councilwoman Kilsmith?
I would say that, I never would say no if a council member wants to interview somebody. If you want to sit here for it, that's fine. And I really take this very seriously. I think, this whole thing with the litter, I started the anti-litter campaign a long time ago. We did the environmental stuff in our area, across the city. We're working with them. But I think if we really want to do something in this area, what we ought to be doing is making sure the budget reflects our sincerity and our commitment to cleaning up trash and graffiti across the city of Pittsburgh, because it looks deplorable right now. It really does look bad. And I think a lot of that is that we disband, the Red Up crew and some other things that were really dedicated to doing those things. And we also don't give enough resources to the people that are doing stuff. And I think that, and I know that this is important to the administration. I know it's important to council. We need to make sure the budget reflects that. And so I'll be glad to interview folks too. And I'm happy to have somebody that I suggested, amongst these folks to serve on as commissioner. But I want to say that their job is minimal compared to what we have to do when it comes time for the budget.
Yeah, and one of the things I wish to see is actually the funding of this commission, and we've been in discussion about putting some legislation forward to help to fund this commission. Now,
can I just say, not just the commission, we need to get cameras, we need to get, people out there picking up trash. They used to have the Hokey Man and all those other different people. And, right now we're relying on volunteers to do things that city services and tax dollars pay for. And so let's okay, I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah, you'll find no disagreement from me, Councilwoman, but at this point in time, for this motion is the consideration of this commission. It is broader than this commission. You'll get no pushback from me on that. I do have some ideas and some things that I really would like to share with members, but it is one of the most pressing problems that I see today, is the condition of some of our neighborhoods.
Yeah, and sometimes you just can't legislate morality and responsibility. Sometimes you just have to educate people on what it's doing to our
So, two things. I'm willing to either withdraw or rephrase my motion, but I will also say, I will, starting today, be not in favor of some of the interviews that we do. For interviews that are either interviews that we do not have power to confirm, or interviews that are reappointments to people we already know and already talked to, I will start trying to just pass them without interviewing them. I think it's unfair, in my opinion. It's unfair to the president for us to ask for interviews of candidates when the majority of us will not come and interview those candidates. And so I just think that I'm going to be more honest about not wanting interviews for things of which we have no real power and authority over. So, but for this one, as long as there's the will of the body, wherever the will of the body is, I am certainly willing to go forth. So I do. How do you want me to do this, Madam Clerk?
Well, may I just reflect back your comment? I appreciate your willingness to do this. I know you and I have talked extensively about this, and the courtesy that we wish to extend to people that we invite to come in for interview, and the importance of their time and efforts to be here for us. And I don't mean to pull the rug out from under you on this.
Okay.
This one is very, very important to me, and I believe to all of us. And I really would like to be able to have a conversation with the new commission members. So the councilman has withdrawn his motion. Who made the second? I think Councilman O'Connor will withdraw. Councilman
Motion to hold. I will withdraw my motion and replace it with a motion to hold for an interview.
Thank you, Councilman. And we'll have a second on that as well. And all in favor, aye. And thank you very much. I appreciate your consideration, members. And then lastly, under unfinished business.
I still had my hand up.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Councilwoman.
Yeah, I just want to say that I don't think people that have already been interviewed should come back in unless we have a reason for it. But
So that would mean
new
PWSA.
people so that the public can see, who is going on these commissions and anything else.
All right.
So I'm just going to say, I just have to say, there's times where people are being reappointed that we need to reevaluate, including all the issues that we had with PWSA. To just allow those people to be reappointed without having a conversation would have been irresponsible on our
I
part.
don't
So there are
disagree with you,
times that
Councilwoman.
we have to evaluate each situation.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree, Councilwoman. And we do that in everything every day, don't we? All right. Next, we have a motion, under unfinished business, we do have the appointment of Alicia Carberry to be a commissioner to the Shade Tree Commission. If I may, Madam Clerk.
President Kraus presents Bill number 1607, resolution appointing Alicia Carberry as a commissioner of the Shade Tree Commission of the city for a term to expire May 31st, 2021.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. May I have a motion to approve?
Excuse me.
Well, I need a motion to approve in a second, and then we'll do discussion. Do I have a second, please?
Second.
Second. Okay, discussion with Councilwoman Harris.
Okay. This one also I would like to see for an interview. If she is on, if we've already interviewed her.
We did.
Oh, okay, then I'm fine.
Yep, we did. Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we have a motion to approve in a second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions. Congratulations, Alicia. You're going to do a great job on the Shade Tree Commission. Next, we have reports of committee for final action. We begin with Councilman Burgess, who is our Chair of Finance and Law. Thank you, Councilman.
Do we have James Hill?
Councilman Reverend Burgess presents Bill number 1631, report of the Committee on Finance and Law for May 1st, 2019, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill number 1595, resolution authorizing the mayor and the city solicitor to enter into an agreement for the hiring of SciComm Data Systems, Inc. to continue maintaining and upgrading city law, the Department of Law's legal case management and administrative support software system at a cost not to exceed $11,346. Bill number 1596, resolution providing for the sale of certain property acquired by the city at tax sales, item A through G, 2602 Webster, 7131 and a half Vassar, 7626 and 7728 Susquehanna, 622 Grace, 2 Nobletown, 2925 Hartman. Bill number 1597, resolution providing for the filing of the petitions for the sale of certain property acquired at tax sale to a City of Pittsburgh-based community development corporation for the purpose of advancing the interests of the community through redevelopments, item A through J, 401 Rosedale, 485 Excelsior, 1611 Antrim, 3306 Fleming, 1513 Antrim, 3259, 3261, 3267, 3269, and 3271 McClure. Bill number 1598, resolution providing for the conveyance by the city of certain property having been placed for sale to adjourning property owners in conjunction with the City of Pittsburgh Side Yard Programs, item A through L, 5221 Hillcrest, 415 North Graham, 427 Vidalia, 627 Chess, 155 Fairview, 800 Freedmore, 0 Marquez, 1614, 1618 Brighton, 3809 Bonaventure, 2717 and 2719 Staten.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. You've heard the reading and the title of the bills under our Committee on Finance and Law. Further discussion on the bills begins with Councilwoman Harris with amendments to Bill 1596 and 1598. Councilwoman?
Yes, I would like to, at the request of the community, amend 1596 at this time, which would just take out G. Hartman.
Okay, and you have 1598 as well.
And also, on 1598, same request to take out K, which is Staten, and L, which is Staten.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion to amend 1596 and 1598. May I have a second, please? May I have a second? Second. We have discussion. Councilwoman Cale Smith, forgive me.
Oh, wow, that was close. I need to delete E. Grace Street in Mount Washington. off of this.
I think on
So
this,
should I
though,
wait
we
until-
need to have that in writing for final action, Councilwoman.
Can we have somebody get that in writing from the clerk's office? Bill 1596E.
1596E, which would be 622 Grace.
Yes.
Madam Clerk, I need your advice on this. Can we proceed? Do we hold on to these for...
Excuse me.
That's okay, hold on. You hold off until we have it, and then we'll conclude final action on these bills?
Excuse me.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be easier if she just amends my amendment?
We just can't do it verbally
On
at final
paper.
vote. We need it to be
Still
in
be
writing.
on paper.
Could we just do that? Just take E off of her amendment?
We can hold, we'll have it ready. We'll
Okay,
hold
thank you.
these
I
bills,
apologize.
and we'll come back to it. That's not a problem, Councilwoman. So let's hold the entire committee. Councilman Burgess, you're okay with that? There's only one other bill. We'll come back for final action on finance and law. Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk. Next, we will do our Committee on Public Works Services. Our chair is Councilwoman Teresa Gill Smith.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Been everybody busy.
Councilwoman Cale Smith presents Bill number 1632, report of the Committee on Public Works for May 1st, 2019, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill number 1603, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Public Works to enter into a professional services agreement between the city and Winston Design Development for architectural and engineering design services for a series of interior remodels for 6 fire stations within the city for the not-to-exceed amount of $407,872.66. Bill number 1604, resolution amending resolution number 438 to extend the proposed term duration of a new lease agreement between the city and Phipps Conservatory and Botanical Garden for the SCAF Garage and Garden Center facility. Bill number 1605, resolution granting unto Deborah Hardin, their successors and assigns the privilege and license to construct, maintain, and use at their own cost and expense a handicap ramp with handrail and landing at 1804 Chislett Street in the 10th Ward of the 7th Council District of the city. Bill number 1606, resolution providing for the use of an agreement and/or contract with AECom Technical Services, Inc. in order to assist the city with traffic support services and provide for the payment of the cost thereof not to exceed $30,689.89. Bill number 1622, resolution providing that the city enter into a professional services agreement and/or contracts with service providers for professional services in connection with the 2019 City Cut Lawn Care Program and providing for payment of the cost thereof not to exceed $300,000.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. You have heard the reading and the title of the bills under our Public Works Services Committee. Further discussion begins with our chair, Councilwoman Teresa Kill-Smith.
Thank you, Mr. President. I need to, after having some conversations with folks about the firehouses, I want to thank DPW for reaching out to the union and to others, but I need to make a motion to recommit to give them, allow them more time to discuss the work being done there. So, motion to recommit Bill 1603.
Okay, we have a motion to recommit 1603. And we have a second. Do we have discussion on the motion to recommit? Councilwoman Harris.
Yeah, couldn't we just let these go through and then add on? No?
No.
Okay.
No. I need to recommit.
Okay, I'll
Bill
trust
1603.
the judgment of the chair. Okay,
And
motion.
then if it's not handled by next week, I intend to hold it. So just. So
Okay,
you
well,
know.
let us help you work with anything you need, Councilwoman. Okay.
Well, I do want to say DPW is having those conversations, so I'm
Okay.
pleased that they have reached out.
Good. Thank you, Councilwoman, for your work. Further discussion on the motion to recommit? Seeing none, all in favor, then aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, one abstention from the Councilwoman. Okay, further discussion on the bills under the Public Works Services Committee. Councilwoman.
Thank you. I just want to thank everyone who's worked on the City Cut program, including Alicia. She did a tremendous job. Grant Gitlin did a
Alicia's
tremendous job. Dan Gilman. There's a lot of people that really made sure that that program went into place. And I think hopefully the residents will have a much better experience this year than last year. And as the program grows throughout the city, every year we add additional people. And I just want to say this program also employs local contractors who also employ local residents. So there's so many benefits to it, other than in addition to cutting the grass. But I want to thank the folks that have worked on this. It's just this would not have happened, and had it not been for a joint effort of working together with the administration and DPW and others. So I just want to thank everyone for their work on this and acknowledge that there's a lot of work that went into it and that there will be some changes that occur, and hopefully we improve the program every year as it grows.
Thanks, Councilwoman.
Thank you.
Okay, the bills are now ready for final action, and all in favor of the passage of the bills will vote aye when their names are called. Those opposed will vote no. And Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess.
Aye.
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross. Mrs. Harris. Mr. Lavelle. Mr. O'Connor. Mrs. Cal-Smith.
Aye.
Mr. Kraus, President.
Aye.
Ayes 8, no 0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The bills then, having received the legally required number of votes, have finally passed. If you'll indulge me, can we please return to the Committee on Finance and Law? We have not voted on any of the amendments. Councilwoman Kill-Smith wishes then to offer up an amendment on 1596 as well. Councilwoman? Here, I'm sorry. I thought you got it.
They just put it here. Motion to amend. Second. Thank you.
Motion to amend and a second. Is there
Sorry, I didn't
discussion
see it.
on the motion to amend?
Second.
Okay, we're good. So this will be on all three amendments we're voting on? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, bills are amended.
Thank you,
Further
everyone.
discussion on any of the bills under finance and law?
I just want to thank my colleagues and thank you, Council President,
Sure.
Clerk's office for helping me through this. Thank you.
We're happy to help, Councilwoman. Okay, then seeing no further discussion, the bills are now ready for final action, and all in favor of the passage of the bills would vote aye then when their names are called. Those opposed will vote no. And Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess.
Aye.
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross. Mrs. Harris.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle. Mr. O'Connor. Mrs. Cal-Smith.
Aye.
Mr. Kraus, President.
Aye.
Ayes 8, no 0.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, the bills having received the legally required number of votes then are finally passed.
Excuse me?
Yes, Councilwoman.
Did that also include
Your amendments, yes, Councilwoman.
the ones on 98?
Those included your amendments, all three amendments, Councilwoman.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, thank you. Next, our Committee on Human Resources. Our chair is Councilwoman Harris.
Thank you, Mr. Kraus.
Councilwoman?
Councilwoman Harris presents Bill number 1633, report of the Committee on Human Resources for May 1st, 2019, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill number 1600, resolution providing that the city enter into a professional services agreement and/or contract with PSI Services, Talent Measurement and Education for professional consultant services in connection with police officer recruit candidate examination and selection services, and providing for the payment of the cost thereof not to exceed $225,000 over 3 years, subject to appropriation by City Council.
Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk. You've heard the reading and the title of this bill under our Committee on Human Resources. Do we have any further discussion on the bill? Seeing none, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote aye when their names are called. Those opposed will vote no. And Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Aye.
Mr. Coghill?
Aye.
Ms. Gross? Aye. Mrs. Harris?
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle? Mr. O'Connor? Aye. Mrs. Kelsmith?
Aye.
Mr. Kraus, President.
Aye.
Ayes 8, no 0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The bill, having received the legally required number of votes, is finally passed. Our final committee of the morning is our Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. Our chair is Councilman O'Connor. Thank you, Councilman.
Councilman O'Connor presents Bill number 1634, Report of the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs for May 1st, 2019, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill number 1583, Resolution Adopting Plan Revision to the City of Pittsburgh Official Sewer Facilities Plan for 3 Crossings 2.0 Southeast at 2801 Railroad Street. Bill number 1601, Resolution providing for an agreement, providing for the design, repairs, maintenance, improvements, emergencies, and/or the purchase of materials, equipment, and supplies in connection with the I-579 CAP project, and providing for the payment of the cost thereof not to exceed $32,333,954. Bill number 1602, Resolution amending Resolution 468, authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure on behalf of the city to enter into agreements with the Sports and Exhibition Authority of Pittsburgh and Allegheny County in order to disperse certain funds to city for and facilitate construction of the I-579 CAP project in order to provide authorizations to acquire certain additional funding to facilitate construction of the I-579 CAP project.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. You've heard the reading and the title of these bills under our Intergovernmental Affairs Committee. Do we have further discussion on any of the bills? Then seeing none, the bills are now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage of the bills will vote aye when the names are called. Those opposed will vote no. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess?
Aye.
Mr. Coghill?
Aye.
Ms. Gross? Aye. Mrs. Harris?
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle?
Aye.
Mr. O'Connor? Mrs. Kelsmith?
Aye.
Mr. Kraus, President.
Aye.
Ayes 8, no 0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The bills having received then the legally required number of votes are finally passed. That takes us into motions and resolutions. The chair has 2 very brief meeting announcements. This afternoon at 1:30, Councilman O'Connor will chair a Cablecast Post agenda discussion on the youth participatory budget. And tomorrow, Wednesday, May 8 at 1:30, Council will hold a Cablecast public hearing as it relates to Bill 1492, which is a conditional use application for West Liberty Elementary. Councilman, is that yours, West Liberty Elementary, Councilman? I don't mean to put you on the spot. I may ask you to check your schedule to see if you could possibly chair that. I may have an appointment that conflicts.
Sure.
Okay, thank you very much. Do we have anything else from members? Councilman?
Yeah, I just wanted to make notice of we have a wonderful deck hockey league in Brookline, and my 2 neighbors, 2 little kids, they were on their way to New Jersey with their family who were very involved. And over the weekend when they were there, they tragically lost their father, who was a young man. He was only in his 30s. And they came back from the trip, and I got the news, and we were just devastated. The 2 boys are, of course, devastated. And Sarah, his wife, who's very involved in our little leagues, and she, of course, is having a hard time. And I just want her to know our thoughts and prayers go out to her. And anything that we can do, we will to help her along through this process. And I'd like to offer a moment of silence.
Can I
if
say
could.
something to that too? I just, I know Armin and Sarah as well, and their kids. Matter of fact, I just want to say one of the first things he said to me was when Councilman Colkill was running for office, and I said, I just don't know. I don't know him. I don't know Anthony very well. And he said to me, he's wonderful. He said he is so good with the kids. And he was the one who convinced me that you were so wonderful with kids and so good for the community. And so I just want to say he spoke so highly of you back then. So I know that's a loss to you and your neighborhood.
Thank you,
and
Teresa. Thank
their
you.
volunteers and for their families, a loss to all of our
Yeah,
neighborhoods.
it really is.
Okay, may we have a moment of silence, please? Okay, thank you, Councilman. I'm sorry for your loss. With that, may I please have a motion to excuse our absent member, approve our minutes, and adjourn our meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, we're adjourned. Thanks, everybody.